Now, I did a little bit of a speed comparison and I'll go ahead and show that now, but I'll tell you the specs first. The OnePlus 7T had a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 640 GPU, and 8 gigs of RAM on both models, where the OnePlus 8T, on the other hand, has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset, octa-core CPU, an Adreno 650 GPU, and 8 gigs of RAM on that base model, and then 12 gigs of RAM on that top tier model. So here's the speed comparison. Hopefully you enjoy it. Alright everyone, let's get into the speed comparison you guys already know. Let me go and close out of all these other apps. So let's go and start loading them up. Let's do phone call, 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same. Message, let's just do Play Store, 3, 2, 1. And kind of the same, but the OnePlus 7T is on the right, the OnePlus 8T is on the left. I probably should have said that first. Now scrolling through, you can see they're about the same. Not a ginormous difference. I think the OnePlus 8T though is way smoother than the OnePlus 7T though, for in that specific case. Now as usual, I have a bunch of these third-party apps that we can get into. So Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And the OnePlus 8T is looking to be a lot smoother than and just faster than the OnePlus 7T. 7T didn't take its time, it's still a fast phone, but it was definitely slower than the OnePlus 8T. Let's get into some gameplay. I doubt it's going to be any different. And I think I do have the 90Hz refresh enabled on the OnePlus 7T as well, which for gaming it doesn't really matter. Now, gaming wise, for this game it doesn't matter, it's a small game. Snake vs. Block, 3, 2, 1. And hopefully I don't have a bunch of pop-ups that come up. Okay, both were about the same. I think the OnePlus 8T was slightly faster. Gameplay wise, as stated before, about the same, not a ginormous difference as you guys can see. Let's go in. I would try Fruit Ninja, but I have some issues with it. Let's do Stack, 3, 2, 1. And the OnePlus 8T, well, we did have a little pop-up here, and that's very unfortunate. We still had the ad pop-up, which was a little bit later. Snapchat 321. I've always had those issues. This game was, or that app was pretty much the same. Twitter, 321. OnePlus 7T was actually faster there. That was very surprising. Let's do Paper IO 2, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully I don't have 30 pop-ups on the 7T again. And there we go. Let's load up a game and see if one is way faster. Now this game isn't super intensive, but I am able to kind of see that the OnePlus 7T is a little bit not as smooth as the OnePlus 8T. Now I'm not going to say the OnePlus 8T is way smoother, but I'm kind of starting to see like slight glitches, I think, on the OnePlus 7T. Not glitches, but just smoothness factor on the OnePlus 8T. Netflix 3, 2, 1. 7T again is faster. That's very surprising. I wasn't expecting this. Thank you 3, 2, 1. And OnePlus 8T is faster. 7T a little bit behind. Not a ginormous difference like I stated before, but just a slight one as you can see. Gameplay wise, as stated before, they're going to be almost identical. BOFA 3, 2, 1. Okay, OnePlus 8T is faster. 7T a little bit slower. Crossy Road 3, 2, 1. I think I'm going to have a glitch on here, or maybe on both. Okay, so I do have a glitch on here. I had to type in my name. Okay, whatever. Quizlet 3, 2, 1. AT far faster. Instagram 3, 2, 1. AT I think is a little bit faster. And we can try ending it off with the Real Racing 3, 3, 2, 1. I've had horrible engagement with the AT and 7T and all these other phones. It keeps having to re-download it, which I don't know why. As you can see, another case. Makes absolutely no sense to me, but I guess we'll just kind of let that one slide. Let's go ahead and see if I have any other apps that we can go test, but I think I've already pretty much made up my mind. We tried Dune 3, 2, 1. Now this is a tremendous game. They're not paying me to say it, but and they were almost identical. Now if I can go ahead and click on the display and start up a game of some sort. Now RAM management wise, let me go ahead and get into the RAM management side and just go ahead and see what's going on with it. So starting to all the way to the back. This one, okay, about the same. Definitely having a harder time, I think, on the ET swiping it up, but speed-wise is scrolling through. You can see they're kind of the same here too. The Play Store always just ends up going away for some reason, which is very weird. So Temple Run 2, okay, both were kind of the same there as well. Scrolling back all the way in the beginning once more. Snake vs. Blocks, okay, both of them were about the same there too. Let's scroll back again. Into this one. Okay, they both are good too. I mean, I could probably keep going and maybe there'll be some point where the OnePlus 8T would glitch up or the OnePlus 7T would glitch up, but I could probably tell you, in all honesty, The 8T I think is more faster than not, but I'm still surprised because the 7T was still an extremely fast device and then sometimes beating the 8T. So I don't really know. I mean, if you have a 7T, I would definitely not go to an 8T for performance just based off this. But I think over time, maybe the 8T will end up being faster. I don't know. But I think there were some times the 7T definitely held down its own. There were some times where there was a big difference in performance, sometimes there wasn't. And I'll probably tell you if you have a OnePlus 7T, I would definitely recommend keeping it. You're not going to feel like you have a way slower device or anything like that. RAM management is looking to be about the same too, even though you have more RAM on the 8T. So probably when it comes down to it, I think the OnePlus 7T is a great phone, and I think it's still fast. The 8T is probably the faster one, but the 7T definitely held down its own in the speed comparison. So let's go and get on with the rest of this review.